Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Bobby Griffon of Hartland Baseball. Of course, a couple days ago, coming off a state championship win over Macomb, Dakota. Bobby, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Casey. How are you?
I'm good. So it's been a couple days since Saturday happened and this with the state championship game, but what has life been like since you won the title?
Yeah, it's just been crazy. It's absolutely unreal. Just been on top of the world, hanging out with all my teammates and going to grad parties too. But yeah, it's just the talk of everybody is winning the state championship. It's been awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, this entire run is probably something that you're going to remember probably for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah.
Um, what will you, well, I'll get to that later, but let's take things apart because there's just so many things that you're probably going to remember about this season. And going into the postseason, I think a lot of people were, I don't know, you never really know. Once you get in there and you go at it, you never know what's going to happen in this silly little game that we call baseball.
Yeah, for
Because,
sure.
you get a hit, you get something, you get in it. But the thing is, you can be the best team out there and you get in the slump and you're done. Um,
Yeah.
what what was it like heading into the postseason? Like, what were you guys feeling after, losing the KLAA championship game and really going into, a big tough battle with Brighton.
Yeah, so we obviously had a really good league play. Like we played really well in the KLAA, made it to the
Yeah.
KLAA championship. Unfortunately, we lost, but that was just something to build on. Like that was our first big game of the season, so we were able to learn from that. We had a really good week straight of practice. It was super competitive. We all knew what was at stake. Like I said, I was telling you, we had nine seniors on the team, so everyone knew what was at stake. Like this is it, do or die, last ride. And yeah, so we had a really good week of practice. We really came together as a team. We're all super close knit, and I think that's what got us through the playoffs. Like you obviously have to be a really good team, but you also have to be really close knit group of guys. So I think that's what carried us through.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit earlier. There's nine seniors on the team. A lot of you guys start.
Yeah.
How long have you known these guys? Like, I know, obviously, I know you've known them probably since you were five.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume anything, but um,
Yeah, no, for sure. A good majority of the guys I've known since I was and been playing with since I was super young, grade school. But some of these guys I met in high school and just made super close bonds with them. I mean, lifting every day since freshman year. I mean, it's like everyone says the season starts like at the first day of school, and that's really what it is for us baseball guys. Like all the other sports have their time earlier in the year. We're just lifting and grinding every single day outside in the fall whenever we can, and so I just really got close with these guys over the 4 years. Just spent a ton of time with them, and like I said, I think that's what contributed to us winning this state championship.
did you like ever talk like when you guys were little kids, like we're gonna be in the state title game and all that, or um, did that ever come through when you guys were growing up young?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, this is what every kid dreams about, right? One of my best friends on the team, Mike Zielinski, I've known him since kindergarten. We'd always be out in the backyard making up these crazy scenarios about winning these big games, 3-2, two outs, bottom of the ninth. Like, so I'm sure it's come up at some point. Yeah. But yeah, it's just super awesome.
Yeah. I mean, mostly it's like winning the World Series or something like that, or
Yeah.
that's mainly what kids talk about this.
Yeah, yeah.
But let's go back to the Howell game. Like not the game that not the championship game, but the one where you beat them to get to, I think it was the
Regional
regional.
semifinal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
was
so
what was
obviously
that
that
like?
game went into extra innings. It was super crazy. Our pitching and defense, I feel like really carried us the entire way through the postseason because we just gave up so little runs. Like our whole pitching staff was outstanding. all the games that we played in, including that Howell game, they were all nail biters within like one or two runs, it felt like. And yeah, just I felt like we were the better team. I knew we were the better team all along. We just grinded it out. We didn't get the offense going the entire game, but we just found a way. Like we just found ways, and that's what this team's kind of all about. When someone doesn't get the job done, like I was telling you earlier, the other guy picks the one guy up, and it was just crazy. I was telling you that I think I made an error, and then my coach Brad Gunther called a pitch out, suicide on a suicide squeeze, and we ended up getting the guy out at home, which was just unreal. Like that's just all what this team is about.
Right. Going and, playing a lot of tough teams that you've had to, I think it was Celine and who was it after that? I can't even remember.
It was Saline, and then we played Okemos for the regional final,
Right.
and then
Celine,
Northville for the quarterfinal.
yeah. And then what was, going through there and then, to get to East Lansing, what was that like? Because I know it's been 10 years since
Yeah,
the 2015 team won it, and I know that one of them is on the staff.
yeah.
But what was that like to experience that, to get there?
Yeah, it's just super special. Like you said, it's been a while, 10 years. We've always had the teams to do it, it just takes a special run and a special group of guys to, get the job done, and that's what we had this year. So, it was just really awesome. It was really awesome, for the school, for the community, for all of us players on the team. It just meant so much to us.
There's a difference between getting there and then actually, winning it all.
Yeah.
And you had to go against two of the toughest teams in the entire state.
Yeah.
First Grosse Pointe South, and then probably one of the most talented teams out there in Macomb, Dakota.
Yeah.
Um, what was that like to play those kinds of teams where, I don't think I'm wrong of saying this, but a lot of teams that I don't think a lot of people had you beating them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, throughout the whole postseason, even really the preseason or the regular season, we were always the underdog. So we're always playing with the chip on our shoulder, like we had nothing to lose. And so when you're playing with nothing to lose, you just go out there and you just play your game, leave it all out there. So yeah, I was telling the guys in the state championship pregame huddle, I was like, no one cares about state runner-ups. So, we got to go finish this right here. I don't care how good of a team it is. Like this is a must-win game. We're already here. Let's go get it done. So, and we got it done. It was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So like, how do you like? What was the feeling like knowing that we just did this?
Yeah, obviously it's unreal, like I think I blacked out the entire last out of the game. I'm obviously out at shortstop, and then the kid hits the liner down first base, and Ty Kraut makes the play and runs over the bag. And that's the point where it's like we actually did it. Like we just won the state championship, like you said earlier, what every kid dreams about, and your whole community's there watching you. And I was like one of the first guys out to my pitcher and the catcher, just getting right in the middle of the dog pile. Just such a surreal feeling. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime moment.
Yeah. What will you remember most about this? Is there like a singular moment that you'll remember, like a big play or something like that? I asked Coach this um, earlier, but what will you most remember?
Specific plays, that's real tough. I'm just gonna mainly remember just my brothers, the group of guys that I was playing with. I was playing for all of them. And like we said, I've known them for most of my life, and the ones that I haven't made that super special bond with over these 4 years. And to just go get it done and on your last time on the high school baseball field, like it's just super special to me being able to do it with these guys.
There's a lot of kids out there that don't ever get to experience something like this, or don't even come close to something like this.
Yeah. I couldn't even put it into words to tell them how it makes you feel. I can tell you that all you do after you win that first one is you want to win another one. So if I could go back a year and stay in high school, that's all I'd care about is winning another state championship because it's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You have one and here's the thing, no one can take it away from you.
Yeah, I know it's something that you're gonna remember for the rest of your life.
So during the entire run, I think that one of the biggest things is, and I think a lot of people don't really look at this, is that you were out of school for, if not the entire postseason run.
Yeah,
So I'll explain this. Hartland started school in mid August, if I'm correct.
yeah, yeah,
And then I think the seniors got out probably mid May or
yeah, yeah. It was like it was early May, mid to early May, yeah, something in there.
yeah.
I think it was the ninth.
So so you got to focus on baseball for for the entire postseason run.
Yeah,
What was that like for all of you? Because it's like, and I think for coach that really helped too because he could move practice around and stuff like that. And even it wasn't that long until Heartland was completely out of school after even before Memorial Day. So
yeah.
you can move practices around because of the weather, and that was a big advantage. Did that help? Like baseball is the only thing I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah, for sure. People will say like school like won't affect your baseball game like doing both, but just having your mind completely cleared from any outside distractions is huge for the postseason run. I mean, I know me and a lot of the seniors were all up at the field early for practices, just hitting early before all the other guys got out of school, which is super helpful for your own benefit, being able to swing it a little bit and get some extra reps in. So yeah, it was great. It was great to be out of school early.
Yeah.
Definitely helped.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like you're done. Have you thought about
Yeah.
we were talking about the state title run, winning
Yeah.
the championship. It's like you're done with high school.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of like that this whole high school baseball season, the postseason run, you're kind of still holding on to a little bit of the high school feel and like you weren't completely away from the school yet, but you're kind of trending in that direction. Now it's over, but
Yeah.
it was the best 4 years of my life and I'm super thankful to have gone through that with all those guys.
Getting your diploma, like I think you got your diploma before, what was it?
It was I think it was right after the district, after we won the district, I'm pretty
Yeah, so
sure.
you did that.
Yeah.
And then you just go on probably one of the best runs that you can ever think of.
Yeah.
But going back to that, it's like, can you believe, like looking back on it, it's like I did that or we did that, and you get to
Yeah.
what was the most emotional moment that you remember? Like, because I'm sure you there was a lot of happiness and a lot of tears that were shed.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously the most basic answer is like when we finally did it, but for me it's just like bus rides there with all my brothers and it's like this could be the last time that we're, gonna step foot onto a field again. So like bus rides you're kind of like in your own head, everyone's on the way to the game and they're kind of keeping to themselves and it's just like especially for the seniors it's like this is it. So we knew that we were it was do or die. We are gonna leave everything out on the field after every game. So
Sure.
yeah,
Um, what's next? Like, graduated, done, like,
yeah, yeah. So I got summer baseball coming up. I'm still playing with some of the guys on the high school team, which is nice. So I'm not completely done with all those guys. I'm playing with Mike Zielinski and Ty Kraut for summer baseball, which is gonna be super fun. And then yeah, just more baseball. Baseball is it's pretty much life. So
right.
yeah,
Of course, baseball's not done for you. If you
nope,
can,
nope.
if you notice the flag behind Bobby, yes, it's Northwood is where you are heading to continue your baseball career. Why?
Yep.
Why Northwood?
It's just a great school on the baseball side of things. It's just really reminds me a ton of Hartland. Like even this year, they made it to the national championships down in Cary, North Carolina, and this year for them was supposed to be like a rebuilding year, as you would call it. So they always say like they're a group full of misfits, but so it's just kind of like the whole underdog story, just like Hartland. They weren't really recognized or ranked at the beginning of the season. They string a few wins together in the playoffs and just kind of it's just really like the same thing as us. The coaches are all super young, super with all the new baseball stuff and it's just perfect fit for me, off in a little tucked in the woods, and just awesome. I just love the place.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
I know I talked to Coach about this when we had him on this morning at time of recording. The I hear the rings are currently being developed.
Oh yeah, yep. They're already sent to our baseball group chat this morning to get the guys' opinions on them. So yeah, it's super awesome to actually see that going into full effect and knowing that we're gonna get that soon. So yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah. All right. We might have to have you on again so you can show it off.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, Bobby, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on being a state championship. Enjoy it. It can't be taken away. So just enjoy this experience that you'll have.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, and thank you. Yep.